short live, 20 minutes. It's already late. But today I just want to talk about how to perform a photo booth drop off. This is something I think it's going to be really important to like go over. There's a lot of you're going to treat a drop off different than you would a normal event because obviously you're not going to be there. So let me go ahead and let's take a seat here. Let's just wait a few minutes for a few more people to get in here. If you're watching this at a later time, just understand you gotta hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. So hit the bell for anyone that's gonna be watching at a later time. If you're watching this anytime, live or later, let me know where you're watching from. It's always good to see where you guys are from. So let's just dive into it. I don't have any time to waste here today. So performing a drop off. First of all, it's really important. iPad photo booth only, right? I don't care how nice your big mirror photo booth is or your DSLR photo booth. They're not ideal for drop-offs. You want something simple, something portable, and just trust me, guys. iPad always. So I'm only going to be talking today how to perform one when you're showing up and setting it up. Obviously, there's a lot of things that you guys got to do beforehand that are very important, like obviously get your contract signed and all of that. But let's just go. Before you, when you show up to the venue to perform a drop-off, this is really important to remember. It's a good idea to actually know where you're setting up before you unload the car. Very important. I've done this so many times where I get there, I unload, and then I just take the gear with me to find out where we're supposed to go. So why I like to show up first, I'm going to answer you guys' questions in a second. And it's good to see you guys. Mobile Gamer, Miami Flicks. If I'm at a venue I'm familiar with, of course I already know where to unload. But like when I show up and it's a venue I've never been to, I like to meet the client first or whoever's in charge. Hey, we're here, or whatever. I call them on the phone. Perfect. I meet them. Then they show me where to set up. Then I like to ask, is there a place where vendors unload? Then they can tell you, right? Last thing you want to do is like literally bring your equipment all the way around, and sometimes it can be 15 minutes of just walking and trying to get there. So do that. Figure out where you're supposed to be first. And very important, you guys, get paid if you haven't already, right? I know a lot of you guys get payments before you show up, but if you run your business like me and you accept cash payments, I like to get paid before I unload everything. This is already discussed with the client beforehand. So perfect. You show me where to set up. Awesome. And then I'll say, can we just collect the payment now? It's just easier before we start setting up because you may be busy. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. Right? So we get paid. When I'm there looking already, right? If it's an indoor event, I'm automatically already looking for an outlet, right? If they didn't rent the Jackery from me, I'm automatically looking. They want the booth. If they want the booth right here, okay, perfect. There's an outlet. And I can, you do this long enough, you can kind of already see and know if there's enough space. But if you're using a backdrop, right? And this is why I think we have the best backdrops. 7.5 feet tall, 7.5 feet wide. You can already like gauge it, right? So there's been plenty of times where I did have a 10-foot backdrop and then they tell me where to set up and then I set up and I'm like, oh, the backdrop's too big. So look for the power. That's very, very important. Then when you get the equipment, you start setting up. The first thing you should do is, give me a second here, guys. The first thing you should do is subscribe if you haven't already. But let me get to these questions really quick and we'll get back to the topic. Mobile Gamer is saying, have you used your new light for the drop off, the light you from your previous videos? Bro, yes, it is amazing. The light, and if you don't know what Mobile Gamer is talking about, check the video I did 3 to 4 videos ago. I'm literally showcasing this light, but it's the stand, man. The C stand that I'm using here, it is amazing. And if you guys want that light, the Amazon link is in the description of that video. It's the perfect freaking light, man. And I like it better than the LED lights because, okay, for a drop-off, I want less things plugged in. And the extension cord we use has 3 slots for power. We use one for the iPad, we use one for the ring light, and then now we're using one for the light. I used to have to get another extension cord and add it if we were going to do a drop-off with those extra lights. Miami Flicks, I'm not going to lie, I've done some DSLR drop-offs. Yeah, look, you could definitely get away with doing a DSLR drop-off, but I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before someone moves your photo booth. And I'll talk about this in a second. It happens all the time, guys. A lot. It happens a lot. They will literally move your photo booth back. All right, sorry guys. Sorry. I got a phone call. But yeah, I just don't recommend a DSLR booth. There's too many moving parts, and it's just not an ideal thing, right? So, yeah, back to what I was saying. The first thing you should do when you start setting up the photo booth for the drop-off, don't start on the backdrop, don't start on the prop table, start on the photo booth. This is not even just for a drop-off, this is for any event. Don't start on the things that are not going to give you issues. Start on the thing that might have issues, like setting up the booth, getting the iPad on, getting the software launch, testing the internet. Internet is super, super huge here when we're talking about testing. Especially for a drop-off, if you want instant sharing, right? Digital sharing, text, email, QR code. Start on that, guys. Start on that. Because think about this. If you show up and you have, let's just say, 45 minutes to set up, right? Your backdrop can take you 10 minutes. Maybe you take 10 to 15 minutes setting the prop table, getting the red carpet. It just doesn't make sense to start on that stuff, because if you're going to have any issues, it will be with the iPad, with the software, or anything, right? It's not like a prop table. It's literally a table with toys on it. So start off with that. Always make sure you guys are plugging in the iPad. It always needs to be plugged in. Always. So I have a little trick here, and I hope you guys adopt this. I never turn my iPad on by pressing the power button. My iPad will only turn on because I plug it in, and that's a little fail safe that I did, because if you plug the iPad in to power, it automatically turns on, right? So that's what we do. We'll set up the photo booth. Always make sure you have the cable taped down. That's just obvious stuff, right? And backdrop can be set up. Everything can be set up, and that's if it's indoors. If it's outdoors, here are the rules. Never, ever leave your photo booth out in the sun. I don't care if it's a cloudy day and the sun's not there. Like, you just don't want it exposed. We also refuse to set up in dirt. I just won't do it. I know some photo booth owners will. I just won't. I'm not going to risk my equipment, right? Hold up, guys. So yeah, and if you're going to do a backdrop outdoors, you can have an easy up, right? And then still provide service outdoors. Here's a rule. Never let your backdrop just out in the open. So look, let me just show you guys this. If you have a backdrop, it should always be on a wall. Never just let it out in the open, because it'll fly. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that this thing is super sturdy in wind. It's not. So sandbags, and then have it on a wall, because if it's on a wall, if wind pushes it this way, at least the wall will stop it. Okay, so now that you have your photo booth, everything up, run a speed test. Make sure you guys are doing this. A speed test is super important to run. If you're sharing photos instantly, you need the internet, right? I always recommend bring your own internet. And if you're at home testing for your first drop-off, bro, don't test on your home internet. Use what you plan on using at the venue. So if that's your cellular on your iPad or your hotspot, never go into it relying on your customer's internet. They will let you down. And I'm telling you guys, if you do a party at someone's house and you want to go on their internet, what do you think's going to happen when 50 of their relatives all are on the Wi-Fi and you got little Timmy in the corner playing Minecraft on the connection? Like, it'll slow down. So, internet speed test. You want to test your internet first, and if you're using LumaBooth recommends 10 megabytes per second upload speed. So you can go to Google, type in internet speed test on your iPad, run the test on Google, and then check that out. Once you have everything set up, before you take the video of the condition of your equipment, have somebody there, usually the client or someone, whoever told you where to set up, show them the photo booth. Say, okay, here's everything set up. Do you like the distance? And let them know, like, hey, this is ideal distance. 5 feet is the sweet spot for these photo booths, because the lighting will be optimized and it's better if it's a tighter fit. And then this is where I do my upsells, you guys. This is maybe a little bit next level, but I'll do upsells. Like, if they didn't rent the red carpet and the stanchions, or let's just say they didn't get the prop table, I'll say, hey, this is what you guys got. I actually have the extra stuff in the car. if you want, it's not too late to add it, but this is what it's looking like. And there will be some times where they're like, yeah, you know what, fine. Yeah, actually, how much? And I'll say, look, I'm going to give you a discount. And I'll literally just cut it in half. So if it's an event where they didn't rent a backdrop, I'll still bring one. And I'll just say, look, we still have it. I'm not going to rent it out, so I might as well give you a good deal. And then we'll do it. But let's just say they're like, no, we're good. We're happy with that. I'm like, not a problem. I show them the distance. And then sometimes they'll say, well, we want it further back. And I'll say, not a problem, we can, but just understand that the lighting isn't going to work. And then they'll usually just say, you know what, I trust you, right? Then before we leave, I will ask again, just making sure on the booking form and in the contracts, it says you want us to come back at 11 to pick up the booth, just making sure nothing's changed. You guys have to get into the habit of this because a lot of people don't really find out that sometimes people don't find out things or really pay attention until the day of the event. Last thing you want is to come back to pick up your photo booth at 11 just to find out that the venue actually closed at 9. It's happened to me before, man, where I had to literally drive back the next business day, which was a Monday, to pick up my equipment. Some venues aren't going to wait for a photo booth owner. They got employees that got to get paid or leave, so make sure you're asking that question. Very, very important. So I'll confirm, boom, perfect, and then again, right before I leave, I say, just letting you know, we're not here to reset the internet. If the photos don't send out instantly, don't worry. They'll send out once we get back. And most people are like, yeah, you know what? I read it in the contract. No problem. You have to get into the habit of over-explaining and being on the careful side, guys. So let me get to some of these questions here. Start with coffee. Every day, man. Coffee every day in the morning. Honestly, Miami Flicks doing a DSLR drop-off. Honestly, I didn't have any issues. But I think it takes some stanchions around the booth free of charge for the safety. Love that. Miami Flicks is saying, I really need help with pricing prints with a drop-off. I get a lot of clients that really want those 2 hours of prints. We do drop-off too with prints, but I'm not like, this video is just solely for the digital aspect. There's not a lot of people. There's very few people, actually. I know locally in SoCal of 3 companies doing drop-off with prints, and my company is one of them. There's a big opportunity there, man. We do quite a few. But back to the digital side, before you leave the venue, right, you got to get your phone out and film a few things. Get a side profile of the setup. So you got the backdrop here, your photo booth here, and there's space. Get a photo from the side so you know what distance you left it in. Also, get your phone out. Just like you would a rental car, you get your camera on your phone and you film every little side of the booth, up, down, check the prop table, check the backdrop. So when you go back to pick up the booth, you do the same video. If there's damage on the second video that wasn't here on the first, or if there's props that are missing that are not on the first, you know something happened in between. And look, I hate saying this, but like it's better to be prepared than not prepared. You know, fingers crossed, nothing will probably happen. Look, I've done thousands of photo booth events, right? I've only had 2 issues. One, broken faceplate, and then some other issue in the other one. But that's I'll take that any day. So I would rather have that just in case. And the reason why we take the side profile photo is because a lot of drop-offs, customers, their guests, will move the photo booth back to fit more people. Most photos taken from a photo booth are 2 to 4 people, but every so often, 10 people, 15 people will try to squeeze into one, right? And if they move the booth back and you're not there, what happens a lot of the times is, let me just show you. So let's just say this is the distance we have for the photo booth, right? Boom, you only see the backdrop, perfect. But if they go back enough, you're gonna see over it. And if you're not there, there's nothing you can do. So I take that side profile shot twice. When I come back and if the booth is moved, then I can, if the customer has any 2 cents, oh, you know, the photo, which this has never happened, right? Like they've never complained that like you can see over it. But if they do, I can say, yeah, one of your guests moved it. You can say, here's the photo before I left. And also, here's the last photo in the gallery that had right framing. So someone moved it and this is the photo that I'm gonna guess that it was moved. Also, in our contracts, we actually have contracts that we use for the drop-off. There's a section in there that says, if the photo booth is moved, there may be a blank fee. I put $50. I've never charged anyone this, but I have it in there just in case you get one of those a-hole customers that complains about it. You can say, well, look, in the contracts you signed, I could technically charge you this fee. Also, I have proof here that this was moved. I'm not going to charge you, but like this is out of our control. And this is just something that you can't deal with when you're not there. It's unfortunate. Also, when you're doing a drop off, if you're using LumaBooth, this is the scariest part is you don't really know if it's working unless your customer calls you and says it's working, or a good signal is to check photo share, right? If you're using LumaBooth or any other software, most of the softwares have a gallery. You can check the gallery every so often. If you start seeing photos go into the gallery, that means that people are using it and the internet connection is good enough, because if it's good enough for it to go to the gallery, it's good enough for it to get sent. And that's kind of how we do it here. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And as always, when I'm live, I love throwing you guys a deal. I got 2 deals for you guys today. If you don't have contracts for your photo booth rental business, put the word contract in the comments. What I'm going to do, we sell them for $249. I will lower the price to $100 so you can download them, get contracts, protect yourself. And I like the contracts not because I'm ever worried I'm going to have to use them in court. I like having the contracts because it kills assumptions and it makes my company look legit, and I have peace of mind when I'm doing an event. If anything goes bad, I know I can rely on the contracts to protect me. And if you don't have contracts, if something as simple as internet connection is not working, meaning that people have to wait to get their photos, you can possibly have someone ask for a refund, because if they don't know, they're just going to tell you it doesn't work. So put the word contracts. I can do that. I'll leave it there for about 5 minutes, 10 more minutes. Also, if you guys want to order, we're going to do a special right now. If you guys order any sets of the props that we sell on photobooth101.com, the real props, I'm going to include 1 free prop in your order. It'll be a random one. That's a $12 value. So go place your order. I'm going to literally be live for another 10 minutes. I told you guys this would be a short live. It's already been that. So if you want to take me up on it, just put the word prop in the comments. You can go place your order, and then I'll make sure to send you one. Would love to see how you use HoneyBook. Yeah, we have a few videos on that. One of the mentors in Photo Booth 101, his name's Hans. He what's it called? He did a tutorial, a class for a bunch of our students, and it was like a 2-hour video. And that one's on our YouTube channel. Yeah. And then we're going to be doing more in-depth HoneyBook tutorials. HoneyBook, look, talking about this stuff is not sexy. It's not fun. But like, if there's one thing I can say that's really helped automate my business is HoneyBook. Without a doubt, we get to wake up in the morning, my friends, with cha-chings, money in our pocket with deposits being paid, booking forms filled out. It's the best feeling in the world, and you can't do that without, I think, a good CRM, in my opinion. But yeah, what else can I say about the drop-off, man? The drop-off is, a lot of people are scared to do it. I know Miami Flicks is in here and got a few other people that have done it. But if you haven't considered it, just let me tell you this. You cannot be in more than one place at a time. And if you want to scale your business and do a lot of events without hiring employees, you're going to have to do a drop-off. There's just no way around it. My business, my rental business, went from 1 photo booth to 12 when I started offering the drop-off. We scaled up so fast, not only because I had a rental that we let them have it all day and unattended, we offered it for a cheaper price. So as a business owner, I want to be able to have, not like, what do they call it? Responses for when I'm dealing with my leads. So I'm sure you guys probably experience, if you're a business owner or a photo booth owner already, that some people will sit there and say, well, that's too expensive. I love hearing that, because if someone goes, oh, I want 3 hours of prints, I give them the print price. You know, they're like, sorry, that's way out of budget. Well, what's your budget? We have $500. Well, we have a we have a drop-off option where you can actually have the photo booth for your whole party, and it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be under what your budget is. So I like the drop-off, not because it just lets me do a lot more events and makes me a lot of money, but it's also valuable to the customers. And if you're going to do a drop-off, you guys, please just consider it. I'm not saying you have to do it. Let them have it for a long time. I recommend all day. people have had a really hard time competing with my company and other students of ours that adopted the way to do it. Because if you want to rent a photo booth and everyone's capping you by the hour, you don't think that my company is going to get a call because they're like, wait, what's this all day rental at a good price? It's better for you if you're not going to be there, let them have it longer. You're going to be able to drop it off in the morning. Let's just say they want it at noon and then they want you to pick it up at 10. That's 10 hours. It doesn't cost you anything to let them have it for 10 hours. And if you have it for 2 hours, where are you going to go? You're going to set it up and then you're going to drive home 30 minutes, then drive back in an hour and a half. Like, it doesn't make sense. The structuring has helped a lot. Oh yeah, I watched the whole video. Love it, love it. Philip is saying, I make lemonade stands during the summer and I sell it for $10 a glass. Love it. Liz, is your contract on sale? It is if you want it, Liz. I'll do this, Liz. Put the word contract if you want it. We sell them for $249. It includes 4 documents. One is one is a digital contract. So if it's a digital event, one is if you're doing prints, and then there's 2 other documents that are bonus: booking form and template form. But Liz, if you want it, Liz, I will lower the price to just $100 while I'm live. That gives you 4 minutes. But if you say that you want it, I'll leave it for 10 minutes to give you time. So just put the word contract, Liz, if you want it. I'll go lower the price, save you $150. Gary is saying that's smart. Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about that. So Liz put yes. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, look, what I realized in business, you guys, is like, yes, being a good salesman is important and having little kind of like tips and tricks. But like, more importantly, I think what's better than being a good salesman is having a product that has value in it. And when I say product, I'm not just talking about your photo booth. I'm talking about the pricing, the structuring of it, and the value. Value is so important. The more value that you give, the more customers you're going to get. And just because everyone else in this business is not offering a drop-off doesn't mean that that is the standard. So let me go on here for Liz to lower this. How do I feel about HoneyBook price increase? Look, I have a different opinion. I know it's, for a lot of people, it's a lot, but like, I mean, we make well over $100,000 a year in our business. This year projected, I'm hoping, it's hard to project so early on. We may be around 150, 160 for the rental business. We make so much money, like the $200 isn't gonna, it's not enough for me to like lose any sleep. And again, like, look, VG, it is a write-off. So to me, I'm still gonna use it. I still think it's worth it. They could actually double their price and I'd still pay it. And it's business, you know, like once you become a business owner, you kind of look at things a little bit different, you know, like I'm sure it's not cheap to run the operation they run. So let me go on here, Liz, give me 1 second. Let me lower the price for the contracts. So Liz, yeah, you'll have 5 minutes to order this. I'm literally lowering the price just for you. I made this deal only exclusive for Liz, you guys. So Liz, you got 5 minutes. Go to photobooth101.com. You know what, Liz? $90. Take that $10, that extra $10 discount. Go buy coffee tomorrow if you can, or some boba tea. So it's $90 on the website, Liz. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Boom. So photobooth101.com. Yeah, my phone just died. Photobooth101.com, Liz. If you struggle to find it, let me know. But I will be live for actually 6 more minutes. I got to go home. So this live will be 30 minutes. Sergio, what's up, Sergio? But, you know, too, like, I don't want to sound like one of those douchebag, like, gurus where they're, like talking about mindset, and I am more concerned about making money and making moves to grow my business. That, like, little price increase from HoneyBook's not going to matter, and, like, even if Luma Booth raised their prices, like, it's not going to matter, you know? So, like, I keep telling everyone, like, the mindset you have is super, super important in this business. And I see it all the time. People are so scared to do drop-offs because they have such an attachment, not to their photo booth, right? This isn't a person. It's not like, no, I don't want no one to hurt my dog, whatever, right? Or my daughter. It's an item. People have an attachment to this and they see it as $2,000. Like, this cost me $2,000. Like, I'm scared they're going to mess it up. Versus the way I look at this is this booth can make me $40,000 to $50,000 in a year with the drop off. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm not looking at it like how much it cost me. I'm looking at this thing like, oh, this is what it's going to make me. Also, if you're scared to do a drop off, make sure you have a photo booth that you have access to the people that are running the business that are selling it. People buying their booths on Amazon have no idea that if they want a spare part, they have to reach out to Amazon, get a hold of the manufacturer, and they're usually in China. Then you have to wait until like 6 o'clock at night if you're on the East Coast, and maybe even later on the West Coast. Then you have to, there's a language barrier. And I get it all the time where like people are like, look, I bought a booth here and the people, I cannot communicate with them. Then if you can communicate, which I hope you can, guess how long it's going to take? A couple weeks to get that part? Speed is everything in this business. I don't know about you, but if I have a photo booth down for a few weeks, that's easily 2 to 3 events that I'm missing out on because my booth is out of commission. So Photo Booth Supply Co., amazing company, great customer service. You can get parts from them. Photo Booth International, I know they're local in Dallas. RBA is also local to City of Industry. You have ATA Photo Booth that is also in SoCal, and you have Photo Booth 101, my company, that is in Hacienda Heights. And all I can say is, from us, if you guys need spare parts, I'm not making any money on the parts. I'm charging you what it cost me. So if a customer drops your photo booth and you need, let's just say, a faceplate, that's a $75 fix. If you need a ring light, hit up your Uncle Drew. Hey, Drew, I need a new ring light. Someone dropped it, it broke. I'll say less. It's $100. You pay for the part, and we send it to you. You don't need to ship your booth to us. The way I made sure that we had this booth right here, you guys, the deluxe, is you can have affordable parts and you can do it yourself. There's some companies that will require you to ship them your photo booth back. They fix it, then they ship it back to you. I'm telling you, man, speed, 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 speed. Ivan, what company do you recommend? My company, for sure. But, like, look, here's the reality of it. I'm only saying this because money, I'm not motivated by money. The reason why I like making videos and I like doing this because I really do like helping people. The best photo booth for you to get is the one you can afford that allows you to start right now. 100%. So that's you building a booth or you buying one on Amazon, like whatever allows you to start. I think that's the best one. But if you want quality and you want customer service and you want a company that will help not just give you the equipment, will put you in a position to make money with it, with a group, with a mentor like me, I recommend my company. Dwayne is saying, so if we buy a photo booth from you, we can just reach out to you for the broken parts? 100%. Yeah. And if you need it overnighted, we can do it. You just have to pay the extra shipping. But, I mean, this is why I have a store. You guys, I pay a lot in rent. We have a space here. We have a showroom. And we have a lot of the parts in here, and then we also have some warehouse space too. So not only do you get that, but like I don't think I say this enough. When you guys order your photo booth from me, you have my phone number. Like that's what I think is so cool about what we're doing here is like I've been blessed enough to where like I don't need to do anything else. I can focus on Photo Booth 101. I can focus on my rental company, and thank God I'm a photo booth rental owner first. Every day. People that bought a booth. I had like maybe 4 to 5 people call me today needing assistance. Like, Drew, I have a customer asking me for liability insurance. What company can I call? Someone called me an hour ago saying, hey, the printer I bought, I'm trying to set it up, but I don't know what firmware is. We're here. We're here. So, Ivan, great question. Nasan put, started booking my first events. Thank you for the free knowledge, brother. Nasan, this is for you. Congrats. Joe, what's up, Joe? We got Dwayne Roy saying, first free event in March, nervous/excited. Bought a backdrop from you, hope it comes in time. Love that. When'd you order it, Dwayne? What name was it under, too? When'd you order it and what name? Well, I can tell you, it's already been shipped. We ship really fast. When I tell you guys speed is very important, I don't just say it, I mean it. Like I try to operate as quick as possible. I like getting things shipped out fast because I understand that like photo booth equipment is expensive, especially things like backdrops, man. It's expensive. But I can tell you, Dwayne, you're gonna love the quality. I mean, I don't know if this is your first one or your second one, but like the backdrops are like the most, not requested, but the most complimented thing we have. It breaks my heart. You guys have no idea. I spent tens of thousands of dollars, countless hours getting the Deluxe Duo to be where it's at. With the upgrades, with the look, making little changes. And this is like my pride and joy, right? The Deluxe Duo. And people never talk about it. It's funny how that works. The thing people always love is the backdrops. They always will say like, "Oh my God, those are beautiful," and I'm like, "What about the photo booth though?" But like, it is what it is, man. Liz, I got the contracts. W in the chat for Liz. Love it, love it. And Liz, if you have any questions about the contract, send me an email. You can just reply to the email that was put. Just say, "Hey, what does this part mean?" I'm always here to like help. Dwayne put 2 nights ago my real name. I not to say, but it's coming to Toronto. Got it. Love it. I know exactly what order that is. Yep, it's on the way, and then I'm gonna update the tracking tomorrow. So you'll see the tracking on that. Ivan, I'm a photographer. What booth will you recommend to me to buy from you that is self-service and not need much attention from me at the event? Ivan, I'm gonna tell you, it is 1000% the Deluxe Duo. Right now we have this, I think I have one unit left at the black one. We have that one on sale for $250 off, but it's the iPad Deluxe Duo photo booth. And the problem I get, honestly, some of the most annoying people are photographers when it comes to being photo booth owners. Not saying that to you, Ivan, but like, I love how Ivan approached this the correct way. You didn't start off saying this, what photo booth is going to give me the best photos? And photographers in their mind are always worried about what's the highest resolution, what's the best photo quality. If you're an event photographer, you don't want to have a photo booth that's going to require someone to stand there. I'm sure you want something you can set up and forget about. iPad photo booth, 1000%, man. Yeah. Joe is saying, Drew, what do you use when you share your tablet to the screen for your YouTube videos? Oh, well, look, I'll check it out. I'll show you. I just use the screen recording. This thing right here. Boom. It's no app or anything. And then I just put microphone on, and then I put start recording. Yeah. Do you have any football digital props for sale? No, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't. So I got to get going, guys. I just want to say thank you. Let me change that price. Liz was the only one I wanted to get that deal for that. So Liz, you got it. Price is, again, $249. I'm sorry, my friends. And again, if you guys are watching this live at a later time, this is only when we're live. If you call me saying, Drew, hook it up, I'm going to tell you, follow us on YouTube and hit the notification bell. Chicano, Drew, I received my DSLR booth today. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I sent you an email, Chicano. Remember in the email, since the booth is so new, we literally just have the installation video. In about a week or two, we're going to have digital instructions where you can just look at the photos and then read it. But I sent that video to you. And yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you. And I really do hope that you guys achieve your dreams, your goals. And just remember that we are in an era where photo booth owners are making a ton of money. I don't know if it's always going to be like this, but it's been like this for the last few years. There's an opportunity now. Don't be that person that had a chance to do something while it was good and end up waiting at the last minute. So shout out to my photo booth owners. And if you guys are struggling with anything in your life, if you need peace, if you need comfort, if you feel like you need a meaning or you don't have a purpose, I'm telling you, you can find that through Jesus. So I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. And, tonight, it's going to be one of those nights where my wife and I sit down and we pray. So I'll pray for anyone that needs anything that's in the chat that is struggling with anything in their lives. To me, God has been the most important thing in my life. And God is the reason why I have everything I have, but more importantly, like, I just want you guys to know that, like, you don't need to do this life alone. That there's a creator, created you for a purpose, that loves you and forgives you. So, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you live maybe tomorrow, if not Friday, but yeah, stay tuned. Thank you guys. Take care.